we'll close this down. But who's the older guy that wears the 3-piece suits that yells at the people?
Dan Pena.
Dan Pena. I just saw Dan Pena the other day, and he was talking about just starting. And I will not tell you everything he said.
He does a lot of explicit content.
Dan does not.
Savage.
He's an old guy, and he doesn't care what anybody thinks.
Not
but he said
correct at all.
Basically, what he said is, just get off your butt and start. Because if you would have gotten off your butt 10 years ago, you wouldn't have thought about getting off your butt 5 years ago, and you wouldn't be sitting here watching me now because you would have already done it. And sometimes that's the hardest part. And when you bet on yourself, you are only accountable to yourself. And that it's a lot easier when you have somebody that is pushing you, because pushing yourself, it's tough because it's just so hard.
All the blame's on you. All the responsibility's on you. Everything's on you.
The upside's great because when you accomplish it, it feels really, really good. Yeah,
that's the other thing that we don't say. Once you make that first bet on yourself and you're right, and you're right, and you made the good decision. When I got out of college, or when I got out of high school and I didn't go to college, I didn't know if this was going to be the right decision for me. But when it took me a year and a half, 2 years to really realize that was the right decision. And I felt damn good about the decision I made after that,
Yeah.
And you might not know that right away. And this is the other thing that I'll say about decisions. This is from Gary Vaynerchuk, a guy that I listen to a lot. But he says, everyone's always contemplating decisions like it's going out of style. What if? But the one thing you'll never know the other side of the decision. So I will never know what it feels like if I would have went to college. You'll never know the other side of whatever the decision you're trying to make. It's 50-50. You either go with one or you go with the other. And you'll never know the other one. So just let it go. Pick one and go. Because if you just sit there and contemplate, you're never going to start. You're never going to start.
And that's the worst.
And I'm indecisive as hell. I am indecisive as hell when it comes to going to Chick-fil-A or Poncheros. I don't know which one I'm going to go to. But when it comes to big life decisions, you got to try to be fast with it.
Set it and forget it.
Obviously spend some time on it because that's a critical, decision, but don't spend a ton of time on it. Don't wait a year to do it or 2 years to do it, 3 years to do it.
The most important thing is starting.
Right.
Whatever the decision is, make the decision and start.
Yep. And you'll never know the other outcome of that decision. So just pick one, stick with it, and go.
I think that's a good ending point. I think we should make the decision to not run this one an hour and 40 minutes.
I like that decision. I think you guys do too.